See if it works that time. Let's see here. Looks like we're up and running. Okay. Wouldn't let me run it first here. Apologize for that. If you signed on to that one. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. And I hope your day has started off well. So, good morning, good morning. Let's see. See if I can pull those over to the other side. Nope, don't think I can. Good morning, everybody. Glad you're here. Happy Sunday morning to you. Just want to come on real quick and do a Sunday morning greeting and tell everybody how much I appreciate all that you do for the cause of freedom. There is a real push from the other side to make us feel inadequate and weak and oh, you had your first snow. I'll go through and read some of these. But we are not inadequate. We are not weak. Fireball gal. Faye from Ohio. Good to see you this morning. Thank you, Jackie. First snow. Good morning. Yes. Yeah, there's exactly. See for freedom. Stay calm, stay vigilant, and stay focused, and keep taking the First Amendment fight to the enemy. The First Amendment fight. Hi, Tammy. I just happened to be in PA today, so I could be close and I could be a long ways off. Had a really good meeting with the one we call affectionately Elf this morning. I really cannot tell you how much I appreciate the caliber of men and women who stand with us. Elf and his good wife, they're just solid men and women first, and then solid patriots on top of that. And I just go down the list. Plumber B and his wife, and not because you're on here, Fireball Gal, but just good people. Mom, Pa, Joe and Ann are here with me. Solid, good people, and I'm so thankful for those great patriots. Raptor, you guys got to see a little bit of Raptor past few days. Now you know why we all love him. Raptor is an amazing patriot, an amazing man. His story is the thing that a lot of you don't know is yes, we love you too, Fireball Gal. Thank you, Independence. We stand with you. We're excited to have Maine I guess that's you. I think it's you. But part of our program to take back our country. But that's the thing is that I know, you know, some of you get to see us on live stream and you fall in love with our characters, but I know the stories behind these people, and we have some amazing. I'm looking forward to getting to know your guys' stories too when we start hitting the different states and I get to meet some of you. I'm really, yeah, that's what I thought you were. Yes. As I begin to meet some of you personally and spend time with you, looking forward to hearing your story. And that's one thing I've always enjoyed is getting the stories behind the people. And all my life I've sit and listened to people's stories. I love to hear people's stories, and you learn a lot from you know, when you get to know people, you learn life lessons for yourself. Jackie, you just never know. You never know. I don't know when we're going to get there, but we will get there. Yeah, it's I'm coming to really my body double. Not sure he really appreciates that title, but I love it. So good job, McFly. I hope he's in there watching. But yeah, seeing the or hearing the stories and knowing why people are here. Thank you, Smitty. I appreciate that. Oh, and back to Elf's here. For stunt double. Well, you know, you have to at least have some physical similarities to be a stunt double. So I'm starting to believe that these traditionally what we think are blue states are not as blue as we think they are. All right, Tammy, hopefully soon. But I think you know, I've dealt with trying to build hope. When I worked at the prison, a lot of my inmates were struggling with hope. And all right, Smitty, if you will, just email me at santa@1776rm.com, and we'll try to get with you, okay, quick as we can. Don't have anything going. Oh, not Arizona, I don't think, but I've seen where Nevada has pulled off the Senate race for the Democrats. So that's I just shake my head. It may be totally legit, you know. It may be totally legit, but the way it's being handled lends itself to the appearance of fraud. And again, if you don't want that information out there, do it right. I mean, we do these things every 2 years. And we've been doing them for well over 200 years, closing in on 250 years. And it looks like somebody would have got that handled by now, perfected. So Jackie, I tend to lean that way myself. Tend to lean that way myself. There's a lot of things we can point at, and like the mail-in voting, and just the overall attitude of the left. The win at any cost. We try to be moral and upright, and I believe so. Leah's mama, I truly believe that. I believe that every state has more conservatives in it than it does. I know it's got more conservatives in it than it does radical leftists. I know that without a doubt. But when conservatives, get up every morning and feed on a steady diet of leftist propaganda, it doesn't sway them from being conservative. It just sways them from hope. It tears their hope down. Like I was saying, dealing with hope in the setting that I was in the prison, I would have a guy sitting in front of me when I was a counselor, and I would begin to build his hope, even though he was in a dire situation, and he wasn't where he wanted to be. He wasn't doing what he wanted to do, but life choices sometimes take us into those directions. And you have to maintain your hope in order to function correctly. And my job was to help them adapt to that environment and be as successful as they could be in that environment. And I would see a guy, I'd see the hope start to come alive in his eyes. And then all of a sudden, that 120 years that he got would pass in front of him and just tear down everything that we had built in that session. And it's a hard thing to have a sentence that you live in a radical liberal state and feed on that every day and not lose hope in your ability to change the process or your ability to change how your state is running. So libertarian and no party. Libertarian is that's a hard question for me to answer. We like labels. We as humans gravitate towards labels. But libertarian is basically just, every man lives his life and is left alone by the government. No party is when it comes to the system, we're set up on a two-party system. That's why libertarianism hasn't really been able to catch a foothold. It's because we gravitate towards that two-party system. Our founding fathers didn't want parties. A lot of them did, and some did. But a lot of them saw the danger that we're now living in of saw a danger of it becoming what we're now living in. I was registered independent before it finally hit me that on libertarianism versus no party. Love Dan Bongino. I will eventually get to that, Smitty. So I will get to hear that. Good. That's it, Patricia. Oh, no party is independent. Yeah, it's Yeah, I think this is. I think we're starting to see a shift, Smitty, and what's going on. And I believe he's right there. I believe their best day was last Tuesday. And yeah, I do too, Patricia. I relate to him some way. He's just, he's been a working man, and a different kind of working man than I was, but he's just a common everyday working man trying to feed his family and his principles. I think that's why I graduate towards him so much and so easily, is he's a man that lives his life off of a set of principles. And I really like that. He gave up a great career because he didn't like the way that our federal system was going, and he saw the danger in it, and he can no longer be a part of that. So you gotta really respect a man that gives up his pension, and but as I've said over and over, quoting the quote, these are the times that try men's souls, and we're being tried right now. And good, Smitty. That's it. Do your homework. Jamie slept very well. Slept like a baby. Just felt so good. Exactly, Jackie. Exactly. We cannot win this without God, and do we want to win this without God? That's why I push so hard for a return to a moral country, to a moral people. If you have a free country, but no one reverences God, you're not going to have a free country long. So, well, hope. You have to have hope before you can even have faith. The Bible says that faith is the substance of things hoped for. So we got to have hope. Hope is the seedling of faith. So good, Smitty. That's awesome. All such great comments. Let's go back to some of the comments on the I think I just seen something there. Hang on just a minute. All right, Smitty, I got your email. Thank you. I'll okay. Cool beans. I'll open it. I don't want to open it yet because I'll fail to open it when the time is right, when I have time to go through it. Let's go through some of the comments from looks like oh, here's a negative one. I love the negative ones. Dusty Bookstore. Judge said your First Amendment right doesn't supersede other people's rights. What a spoiled man, baby. It's not what. Again, I hate the kind of protest that we did. I hate that kind of protest. Because it involves other people. But the left has shown us that kind of protest works. And two reasons why we done it. Number one was to show no fear. And we're just not afraid of you anymore. And number two is to garner the attention that it did garner lots of attention. Everything has worked together for good. So he made 2 comments because I accidentally entered one on the other. Thought I did. I'm trying to figure out what rights I took away from anybody that morning. Chip's mom, glad to see you're free and in good spirits. Much love from Tennessee. Thank you, Chip's mom. Glad it's behind you. We're blessed to have 1776. This is the one. I wanted to get to this one. David, do you have any idea? This is from Alicia. Alicia sings for you. David, do you have any idea how loved, admired, and respected you are? And the same goes for all the active members with boots on the ground. God bless and keep you all. Thank you first. Thank you. Don't deserve it, but thank you. What I'm doing is what everybody should be doing. This is not a I'm not going above and beyond the call here. This is nothing I've done. Not one thing I've done has gone above and beyond the call. This is just what patriots do when things start to get out of hand, and they are getting out of hand. For the life of me, I don't understand why. I guess it's because I believe this. I believe it because the method and the message that we have can be very effective. So they attack me personally and attack the movement and things of that nature. That's fine. That's this is a proverbial fist fight. So you're not going to be the only one throwing punches. You got to learn that. But for the life of me, I don't understand. It's like when I was talking one time to a Native American, and he was rooting for the fall of America because of the way that America had treated his ancestors. And I agree. I mean, I've read the history, and abhorrent, completely and totally abhorrent. Some of the things that were done to the Native Americans that were here. Would like to think that in that time I would have acted differently than they did, but no one knows how we would act unless we're in that particular situation. Would we be just like those men and women of old, or would we be like we should be? So yeah, exactly. See if I can read the name there. Romero. That's good deal, Magic. That's good. But anyway, back to the topic. He was rooting for the fall of America, and I asked him, I said, what are you going to do when it falls? Where are you going to get your gas? Where are you going to get your food? I'm not rooting for the fall of America. I want to see America go to the nation of freedom that we are supposed to be. I'm not here to overthrow the government. I'm here to bring the government to bear to make them do what they're supposed to do. Smitty, I hope you get to meet her someday. She is truly one of a kind. Truly one of a kind. She's worried about her baby boy. She's very concerned about her baby boy. We had a conversation on the way home last night, and she believes in what I'm doing. She just wants you guys to do it. She hates the fact that I'm doing it. Bless her heart. But I've always been that guy. I've always been that guy that, I will do what is right. If I possibly know it's right, I will do what's right. I'll do my best to do what's right. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. Yeah. We definitely need lots of lessons in civics. Here's the way that I believe things should be. And this is how America works with other countries, is, thank you, ladies. We have a nation that is becoming threatening to, our country's business interests overseas, and we send in our diplomats. We always should be diplomatic as much as we can. Everything should be handled diplomatically. But there are some people that just will, their ability to be diplomatic, they view diplomacy as weakness. So that's when you have to have strength behind you. So, Dees, thank you. Exactly, Dees. That's. I think we're all in that very same boat. But anyway, diplomacy is always your first route. But you've got to have you have to have something to back up your diplomacy. So, that's why I'm a First Amendment activist. But I also firmly endorse the Second Amendment. It is not the option we shouldn't even be considering that now. This whole thing with Russia, you're hearing the talk of nukes all of a sudden. They're there. Do we want to use them? No. Do we want them to use them? No. But they're there. Should we be talking about using nukes at this point? No. No, not at all. It's insanity to think of pulling the trigger on a bunch of nukes right now. It's just complete and totally absurd. But when your enemy has them and they say, hey, we got nukes. Okay. So do we. So, in my opinion, the Second Amendment is the nuclear option. And, it's there. Do we want to use it? No. 1,000 times no. We're trying to talk and get things done through talking. And that is the hardest way, I'm going to tell you. Because it's the slow, tedious, mentally grueling way to do things. Yeah, Spectre, I 100% agree. It's a lot of, and again, you don't ever want to call somebody's bluff unless you're willing to call the bluff. You don't spit out words just to see where they splatter. Wow, Romero, that's wrong on so many levels. That's wrong on so many levels. Yep, Deborah, that's dead on. How do we fight the enemies of our own political party? We have to build a base against them. They have to be taken out of office through the voting process. They just have to be removed from the voting process, through the voting process. And that comes from putting good conservatives. Yeah, I'd say that was hard to take, Romero. That would be hard for me. I don't think I could stay silent in that particular situation. I think I'd have to walk over to them and said, "Excuse me, is that appropriate? Is it even legal, what you just done?" Because poll workers are not allowed to have any kind of, they're not allowed to even talk about politics. And that right there is that's a shout, in my opinion. So people like that don't need to be in those kinds of rooms. Yeah, we've let it go for too long. We have to stand up now and make sure it's right. Good for you. Good for you, Romero. Good for you. We can do this. The thing about it is 1776 had to happen the way it happened because they were under British law, which meant the king was sovereign. We are not under British law. Exactly, Smitty. That's the way it's supposed to be done. We are under a constitution. Not only do we have a federal constitution, but each state has their own constitution. We just got to make them live by that. We have to make them live by that. We have the upper hand here, guys. We have the upper hand. My job is to make you guys see that, and then hopefully give you a plan of action in your state that you can make it work. I'm doing my best to develop again, if I develop it, it's going to be simple. Anybody can do it. But try to put it out there where you guys can take this to kitchen tables all across your state, in your sphere of influence. And what I want you to do is to take the message that we have put together here into the homes of people that you know, people that you trust. They don't know me, so they shouldn't trust me, but they know you and they should trust you. Take that into their home, show that to them, get them signed up. We have a place now that's, being a Liberty voter or a Freedom voter. We need numbers. We need 1776 RM. That website has to show that in, let's say, Maine, since I've got quite a few on here from Maine, that Maine has built 10,000 members in the month of November, let's say. And we're getting ready to sit down and start mapping out some things and setting some goals. But let's say we have 10,000 members in the month of Maine that are signed on to 1776 RM in some form or fashion. And what I want you to do is to take that message to the people that you know, into the homes of the people that you know, get them signed up, and then get them to take you into the homes that they know, because they know people that you don't know. And just from table to table, over the next 2 years, just build this thing as big as we can build it. And then have, right now we need to start identifying people that we can put up into office, that we can start to run right now. And that's some of you guys. Some of you are the people that needs to step up and say, I'm running. I'm tired of what's going on in my state. I'm tired of what's going on in my country. And I'm going to run and get it, get the whole group of 1776 behind you to push you forward and make that happen. We have to take our country back from these people in our own parties. I have been disgruntled with the Republican Party for a lot of years. So I used to be a solid Republican, but I'm not anymore. I just don't see it. I see them. What I see happening is the Democrat Party of old is now the Republican Party of today. And I'm sorry, the Republican Party is the Democrat Party of old, and the Democrat Party, I don't even know what that is anymore. I'm not sure what that is anymore. But the thing about it is we can't, and this is just me thinking here. I'm just talking. I don't think that we can start another party, because we are so fully entrenched into this Democrats and Republicans. I think what we need to do is take back the Republican Party. It's already there. The operating system is already there. Why reinvent the wheel? Let's just go back in and take the Republican Party back. Let's take it back to the conservative roots that it was supposed to be, the freedom roots that it was supposed to be, and just completely take it back. So, yeah, it seems that way, Spectre. It's hard to deny the route that the Democrat Party is taking is that of a socialist, i.e. communist movement. What we call socialism is really communism. What we call communism is not communism. It's just socialism. We've never seen true communism. True communism we've never seen it because it's impossible to achieve. We will see true communism when Christ comes back. I know that sounds crazy, but there's a reason why we will only see it then, where everybody is equal and everybody is for everybody else, is because the Adam nature is why we can't see communism brought to fruition today, because evil is inside of men, and some men control it better than others, but evil is still present in all of us. If you don't believe there's evil inside of you, think about what you would do if someone came after your grandchildren or your children. I believe that inside of every individual is a propensity to do very horrible things given the right circumstances. Day to day, you'd never think about doing that. But given the right circumstances, we can do very, very hard things. But when God comes back, when Christ comes back to rule upon this earth, there will be none of that. So we will all be free, and that kind of freedom will only exist at that point because the Adam nature is gone. So, the Bible says we'll be sown in corruption, we'll be raised in incorruption. So that corruption will not be there. So it's impossible to even hope for that kind of system of government in today's world, because the very people that are trying to promulgate that system of government have evil inside of them. And so it's impossible to achieve that at this point. Again, we will get it someday, but only when all evil has been stamped out once and for all. So wow. That's they start superseding Constitution, Spectre. It's, again, this is what we have to it's what we got to fight. We've got to make them live by the law of the land, which is the Constitution, state or federal. So don't here's what we've got to do. I was just watching a video. It was talking about a particular fighter, and he won his first fight, and then lost his next two. I'm sorry, lost his next three. And the reason he lost his next three each time was identical. He lost them all because he didn't fix the one thing, which was in the fighting world was very simple to fix. He kept dropping his hands and putting his chin up, and he just, if you don't fix it, and your enemy knows that, or your opponent knows that in this case, he's going to capitalize on it. So, okay, we didn't get what we thought we were going to get. There's a reason why we didn't get what we thought we were going to get. Outside of the go-to, they cheated. This is a two-edged sword, man. You start thinking, if you start believing you're defeated, you don't do anything. Well, it also goes the other way. Oh, they got this. We got this time. You count on everybody else to do it. No, we've got to show up to work. We've got to show up to work. So this is, again, somebody was saying about the convoys till now is a great awakening. Absolutely. There has been pockets of awakening across the country, but when the convoys started in Canada, that's when, all those pockets came together. And I'm not going to get into all of that, but, we've had a setback. Okay, that happens. Now we got to stand back up and do what we got to do anyway. I mean, you can't let defeatist mentality shut you down. You can't let a jab or a blow keep you from getting back up and doing what you need to do. This is our country. And if they're, do you think evil's just going to stop being evil? Evil will never stop being evil until we stop it. And GOP stopped funding. Of course they did, because there's elements in the GOP that is evil. And I don't think anybody here is diehard Republicans. And the diehard Republicans need to wake up to that fact. Because we're not taking this anymore. We're not just sitting back and taking it. There you go, Spectre. Make a difference today. Make a difference today. Don't let one day go by that you don't make a difference. Exactly, Romeo. Yeah, if you don't, Romero. I'm calling you Romeo. Sorry. Romero. Am I saying that right? Yeah. It's a lot of light colors behind me and a white print, so it kind of gets lost. Dashhound, good to see you. Yeah, there was a lot of people that, because of last election, what good's my vote? So they didn't show up. Well, here's the deal. You have control over your vote. You have no control over anything else, but you do have control over your vote. So if you don't vote, then you just give them complete control. Is the system perfect? No, it's not perfect. But when too many people give up, then that imperfect system becomes even more powerful. Yeah, low tech, I think low tech is the way. there's too much chance for bad things to happen when you just leave it. You connect to the internet. Good Lord, we've got, my computer, I've got firewalls, and I've got virus protection, and I've got VPNs. I've got all this stuff to protect me, and I'm nobody, So I firmly believe that, this is what our founding fathers knew. Read their quotes, man. They knew that if we didn't have an engaged populace, this kind of stuff was going to happen. You have to be engaged in the politics of your country. It's just like your checkbook. If you're not engaged in the running of your checkbook, if you don't go and look at it and make sure that it's right, then you're going to have serious financial problems. And this is our country, guys. This is our country. And either we're engaged or we're not. Either we live in freedom or we're not. So we have to get re-engaged politically. It's become a thing that, I don't understand it. Understand it. Educate yourself. Learn how it works. There's YouTube videos out there that would break it down for you step by step. And maybe that's something we need to do, is put together a little government class, just break it down how it works. But why reinvent the wheel? There's so many great things out there. Exactly. Romero, I'm the same way. I'm not here to push a man. I'm here to push America. I will vote for the man who will best stand up for my freedom, best stand up for my country. Exactly, Deborah. The labels have to go. Yeah, it's and we've got to stop these people. If there's two great conservative candidates running for one office, and we got some idiot that's proven they're going to destroy everything we stand for, those two people have to get together and say, hey, look, I'm going to support you. One of them's going to say, hey, look, I'm going to support the other one, and help them. Great deal, Romero. That's perfect. That's it, guys. We've got to start getting that kind of engagement is what we're looking for. Carrying that pocket constitution with you everywhere. Knowing you don't have to be an expert. I'm not an expert in it. You can ask me questions about it, and I'll say, hey, look, it's just like the Bible. I'm not an expert in the Bible. I know a lot about the Bible. But I don't know everything about the Bible. But I do know how to get it. So I know the basic principles, and I know what's right and I know what's wrong, but I don't know, I get curveballs every day on different things, politically and spiritually, but I know the principles, and these principles are the basis of how we live our lives. So you don't have to be an expert. I'm not asking you to become a constitutional expert. I'm asking you to get engaged. And one of the things that I see that really needs to happen is I know the main players in Ohio. When I was living in Ohio, working in Ohio, I should say, when I was working in Ohio, listening to daily radio shows, I heard their names more often than I do now. Now I do mostly podcasts, which is national podcasts. So I hear a lot of I know people in Texas and California and Maine and places like that better as well as I do my own state. But the lower levels, like school board, I had to really dig to find who I needed to support in the school board elections, because these are not people that are talked about even on local radio shows. And so one of the jobs of 1776 is going to be to go into those, to talk to those people and find out what they believe in, what they stand for. And when it comes election time, have that available for every voter in that district, that these are the people that are going to stand for what's right. These are the people that are going to lead your school board, who are going to lead your city, your county, your state, and your federal government. These are the people that we believe in conversations with, that they are going to do the right thing. We need to do that in the primaries, and we need to do that obviously in the general. So exactly, Spectre. This what we're doing. What we're doing right now is actually a rebellion. We're rebelling against the system. It's nonviolent. It's totally peaceful, but this is a rebellion. We have to become rebels, and that when you're rebelling against this system's going to come for you. Now, I will say, I'm buoyed this morning, because we were talking about it last night. And last night, I'm sorry, the live I done last night, I barely remember. Just physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally gone. I was totally gone. But I'm buoyed this morning because honestly, I thought that they were going to throw the book at me. And so I was encouraged that they didn't. So, oh, absolutely, Lisa. Absolutely. This should have been done years and years ago. But it would have been a whole lot easier if we'd have done this years ago. So, we're just, but I'm telling you guys, as soon as that podcast comes out, hopefully I can get him to post that today. Those numbers, when you start to see what he and I uncovered, I think it's going to encourage you, especially you that live in what you consider Michigan, blue state. Some of you are very discouraged this morning, and I get that. I mean, I wish that we didn't have to fight to make this happen the way it's supposed to happen, but we're going to have to fight to make it happen. We're going to have to, and that means, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. That means you're going to have to shut your TV off. I'm sorry. Anything that wastes your time, you're going to have to do without it for now. You have to make a decision. I understand that from time to time, even I use YouTube, and I've got some other apps I use to kind of break away for a few minutes and let my mind settle down. I get that. You can't just hammer. But I'm telling you, you get, even like with YouTube videos, I'll start going through the shorts. I stick with the shorts because I don't want to get drawn into. I do have some stuff that I still watch episodes of, but they're short episodes, 10 to 15 minutes long at most. Because I know that when I get into that, I enjoy the entertainment. I love getting away out. Love my mind being rested. And again, there's a time for that. But this is, this is the time that we have to focus. We have to be, exactly, Romero. I haven't either. We have to be laser focused on this issue. We've got a very small window of opportunity here, and we just got to make it. We got to make this the driving force, as the presentation says. This has to be the driving force of what we're doing now. Got a new book that one of my friends gave me. I don't know anything about this book, but some of you may. I trust the person that gave it to me. I've got, I like a book with footnotes. I like that. And I like a book with pictures. There's a few pictures in it. Anyway, Conspirators' Hierarchy, the story of the Committee of 300. So I don't know anything about it yet, but I'll dig into it. Everything I read, everything I listen to, everything I watch with a skeptical eye. I'm a skeptic. I'm telling you, I flat am a skeptic. I don't take anything at face value. I really, really, it's just the way I've always been, you know. The only thing I don't read skeptically is the Bible. I open my heart, I open my mind, I open my spirit, and I take every word of it. Just let it feed me, you know. It's the only thing I just completely and totally take all my guards down and just say, you know, feed me. Hey, Ridgeline. So, and that's the only book I would encourage doing that with. I've read so many things, and I've watched so many things, and I'm like, no, that's not, you know, it can sound so compelling, and it can sound so factual. That it's persuasive. But if it's not factual, check it out. Make sure it's factual. Beware of earnest people. Be very aware of earnest people, because earnesty sells, and everybody knows that. And I'm talking about even me. Don't just take what I say. I know some of you love me. I know someone here right now say I hate your guts, but I know some of you love me, and you want to hear what my opinion is. These are my opinions. Don't just take what I say. Study it, research it yourself. I am earnest in what I say, because I try not to come on here and say anything without first having researched it, thought it through. But even at that, don't just swallow what I have to feed. Be independent thinkers. Think things through for yourself. Spend time on this. Get to know the material. And good morning, Sherry. Good to see you. Get to know this material and study it, research it. You know, I'm telling you, we were talking at Mags the other day, and his wife, bless her heart, she was such a great family, just the whole family. That was medicine to my soul to spend time with them. But she said, you know, this is fun, you know. And I told him, I said, yeah, that's what we need to make politics fun again. So have fun with it. If it's a chore, who wants to do chores? You know, be entertained by it. But let this become your entertainment. You know, get to know your candidates. So now what we need to do is, the elections are almost over. Is those people that have, you know, acquired their seats, we need to start conversations with them. This was, like I said before, don't be all upset about your elections. Trust me, everybody that won their seat this time or acquired their seat this time, they want to acquire it again. That's where the fun comes in. That's where we come in. If you want your seat next time, we're showing up, and we're watching you, and we're seeing how you vote. And if you're not for this country, you won't make it through the primary. We're going to do our best to get you knocked out in the primary. Capiche? Let me offer you a deal that you can't refuse. So, anyway. Well, I've taken up about an hour of your time this morning. And I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. And good morning, Sherry. Good to see you. Installed. I think a lot of that's going on, Smitty. It's happening before the primaries. They're picking who they want to go to the general before we ever, even, because you can see the money that's going to them. And Mitch McConnell, I'm done. I'm just, I'm done. Those kinds of people, I'm done. So now we have to, we are the ones that do this. They don't. So I love you guys, and I'm gonna get off here and eat a little breakfast and go to church, and try to come back on later today. All right, you guys have a good one. Keep your head up. Remember, you're only defeated when you think you are. Again, watching a fight video the other day, guy was fighting Mike Tyson. I don't remember his name. I don't remember the fight, but I just saw a video of it. And when Mike hit him, the guy was begging his manager to stop the fight, stop the fight. To send him back out there with that kind of mindset, he's already done. Stop the fight, stop the fight. There's two ways, a person feels defeated. Number one, they just give up and quit. Or number two, they start breaking the rules. They start trying to win at any cost. They become immoral, unscrupulous. That person's scared. They're losing and they know it. And so they're gonna cheat. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Man, I wish that number was 1,000 instead of 161. That's when you know they're losing. And they know they're losing. When you have to cheat to win, you're a loser. We don't have to cheat, guys. Just keep on doing what we're doing. Love you guys. I'll see you next time around. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you guys. God bless you.